Yeah, okay, mate. So obviously, sorry for the late reply. I had a friend call out of the blue. An old mate flew in to visit me. So yeah, I've been watching this develop, for a long time. Like it's been weeks or months now that it's been developing, and yeah, I have noticed it. It is interesting, no question about it. The thing is, with divergences, you never really know that it is, a real. There is ways to find out, but and there is ways to try and look into it, but you don't know until after the fact in a lot of cases. Yes, you can read the price action. Yes, you can look for a top, and yes, this can mean be more cautious and keep an eye on it. The other thing, the sentiment tool also really does help. Like if you see the larger time frame sentiment tool, getting weaker or whatever, well, you have to then start to think that this is, got more credence behind it, got more seriousness or whatever you want to say about it. So yeah, I agree. Like you definitely do need to be looking at these. There's actually bearish divergence on the lower time frames at the moment as well. The other thing is that we're coming into a new year. As bullish as the market is, and as good as things do look, and they do look like they should go higher. New years can always flip markets on their head. For example, if we open up on this is 2 huge years. So if we open up on a new year and have a bearish yearly stop hunt, well then Bitcoin could literally crash all year long, right? We could drop right back down into the support level. Do I think we're going down that far? I mean, I don't, but for that to happen, the stock market would need to roll over as well, and it would need to be a pretty bad crash. So as much as I would hope that it doesn't play out, we definitely do have to take it seriously, and we definitely do have to take the new yearly candle seriously, because if we start getting a bearish yearly stop hunt on a new year, well, this market could be in big trouble, and that's just something that we need to deal with if it happens. I mean, at this point, this is still looking good, and even this last one is a bullish candle implying more upside, but that more upside, there's always a chance it is a rejection and it's a bearish yearly stop hunt, right? And then you get big pullbacks, because I've said it for many times that this is a lot of green 6-month candles, and they're not small either. So we definitely do have to take it seriously. It is also suggesting that it's not the top on the market, but you can see there, and you can see here, this green candle wasn't the top on the market either. But if we look at it, if you look at these 2 large candles, right, boom, boom, what happens on the 3rd candle? You get this bearish yearly stop hunt, right? What if we go here? You get 2 of these, 2 large boom, boom candles up. What if we get the same setup and it is a bearish yearly stop hunt? Just like here, 2 large candles, a bearish yearly stop hunt, drop. Back to the yearly, 2 large yearly candles, bearish stop hunt, yeah, drop. We need to be extremely careful if that does happen. The entire market will likely crash if that happens. When it happened here, the drop was huge. Like altcoins dropped 60% in a day at one point. So if you see that failure, you need to be prepared to probably close some altcoins. And the worry is that the failure there, even if it's a fake out failure, that's the issue. Like something like this happening is very, very possible, even if it only goes to here and then you go again. So the is it going to fake us out of our positions here to drop and then to actually come back up and be bullish again? I mean, that's also a real possibility. The chances that we are going to get a failure is pretty high, I would suggest, even if it's not a real one. So it could be a real one, right? But we also have a good chance of getting a fake one also. So if there's a 30% chance of getting a real bearish stop hunt like this, right? And what if there's another 30% chance of getting a fake one, right? Well then, that only leaves 40% of actually it not happening at all. And obviously I'm just throwing out figures off the top of my head, but yeah, it's an interesting and tricky situation for sure. So far, the buying pressure has not stopped yet. The only other thing we could say here is, well, what if we develop for a few more weeks in this manner, and distribution actually starts? What if there's a bearish yearly stop on and it actually starts then? Well, if you look here, well, what happened here first is you get this sort of sideways action, right? And what if we continued for 3, 4, 5 weeks up into here? Well, this might actually be forming a top, right? And then you break down. But the sentiment tool, I would suggest the sentiment tool will tell us if this starts to flip bearish, if we get this. Now, I'm on a bad window here. Now, this is 20 on the sentiment tool. Well, you can see for the first period of it, it did continue and continue and continue. And then as you get to the end of it, it just started to drop off in the space of 1, 2, or 3 weeks. It just went boom, and next thing it's looking a lot weaker, but you're still up here, and then you get the bearish yearly stop. You can see what the bearish yearly stop on is right there. So it can develop into that, and if this starts to if this starts to come right back down into close to the zero line, and we're getting bearish yearly stop ons, well, that might be a sign that we need to get out of our positions, because there's a chance that this could give us a pretty serious dump, right? So, I can't sit here and say, yes, definitely this market is 100% going higher, because nobody knows for certain. We need to be reactive. We need to watch it. We need to watch the flows. We need to watch maybe, BlackRock. They did actually move 100,000 Bitcoin or something like that the other day. Have they moved that? Is that selling pressure actually sneaking into the market here a little bit early? We got to keep an eye on that. The total market caps and different things, they do look like they still could go higher. I don't mean this to be too bearish, but the reality of it is that we always need to be on alert. We always need to be watching these patterns, and the RSI, just like you mentioned also. There is a divergence there. There's no question. But if we do look at the 3 days so far, this is the 3-day sentiment. Well, we are consolidating. We do have a bullish 3-day engulfing candle, right? Let's see if this can break up, or that was my worry. You remember for months and months and months, I didn't want Bitcoin to run on this into the end of the year. Like, I wanted this to form a small candle and a doji candle, and then do the running next year, because there's less extension. And then it means that next year could have been more bullish, but this is already ran pretty big. So you'll remember me for months. I was kind of hoping that Bitcoin wouldn't run until the new year, but Bitcoin doesn't care what I think. That's just a reality. And it started to run from here. Like, I wanted continuous consolidation. That's back at the start of November. So the last month and a half or whatever it did run, I had hoped to, in a way, somehow we might consolidate into a new year, which would potentially set us up for an even more explosive move. But anyway, yeah, we need to watch a new year. We need to watch for that bearish yearly stop hunt. I forgot I didn't reply to this either. Let's look at ETH quickly. So, the first thing I think we have to talk about is that Donald Trump just bought $35 million worth of ETH. I think he knows the value of it. I think I don't think he would be buying the very top if he has plans for it and all the rest. Sorry, did I not press pause there or press play? We always have to be on guard for something like this. Look, this is a huge move higher, like probably in percentage wise. Like, what if Bitcoin does something like that? What if it goes that parabolic nature and bounces 90%, 100% to the upside and rejects and falls right back down, right? There's always, you always got to be careful of that. And I emphasize the bearish yearly stop on Bitcoin because it is extremely important if it happens, and we got to be on guard. Ethereum does not really look like it wants to do that. Of course, it's been weaker, and could you still get a bearish yearly stop on here? Of course, but it does look like it could potentially just break up here. Now, I don't want to say the same thing's definitely happening or not, but you can see right here, we're closing into the highs. You can see what SUI done. We have this consolidation pattern, and then the next, yearly candle, you have a tiny dip and a flip green. That's a buy. Tiny dip and a flip green is a buy, and the same thing goes for Ethereum, right? A small dip and a flip green is a buy and a hold. Well, I would like to say all year on Ethereum. That would be fantastic if this continues to go up all year. To be honest, that would be amazing, because that's really good for altcoins. You know what I'm trying to do there? I'm trying to move the wick in there, but trading view's been a bit funny. So yeah, it's not letting me do it at all. But yeah, I mean, that's the ideal situation right there, where we continue to push up and you know, well, everybody's always wanted that 10k number, so I'll draw it there for now, but who knows if we'll get that 10k. But yeah, I mean, this is a blueprint for what can happen here, because, you know, you're closing up strong into here, and hopefully it can run. Now, the other blueprint, of course, I talked many times, you can see right here, you know, when you close strong up into the previous highs, it means that any upside is quite easy. Any buying pressure at all is quite easy to break the previous highs. And when you break the previous highs, well, you can run pretty hard. Okay, so that's the beauty of where we're sitting. The structure is fantastic in the fact that if there's any upside at all, there's going to be no selling pressure here, and it can go parabolic, right? And that's the beauty of where we're sitting. You know, and I know Bitcoin's really extended and all the rest, but you know, Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It's a total different fundamental game for it. You know, I have to stress the stop hunt. Hopefully, we don't get the stop hunt on Bitcoin, but you know, Ethereum looks like it could explode, and that's the truth. Nothing's guaranteed, but small dips and a flip green, just like SUI, are buying opportunities in Ethereum. And if Ethereum does this, well, the altcoin market will do very well. Also, this is the second largest coin, which means the total crypto market caps will do very well. As they bounce, they drag the altcoins with it. So yeah, I think that's just the thoughts at the moment. I made the macro video. I reshared it in the MartyBoots Bitcoin channel. I think it was. Yeah, it was. So it's worth watching that as well. But it's basically showing that the total market caps are kind of closing like this as well. Something like this. And it opens the door for getting these large moves to the upside. So, you know, we have to hope that, yeah, that rotation or some of that Bitcoin money or whatever may come into the altcoin market. The fact is that, you know, Donald Trump buying Ethereum, buying Link, and buying AV, you know, is he buying here at the top of the market? Would BlackRock now follow maybe other investors, maybe large companies, maybe institutions, or whoever it is? Would they start rotating capital into the altcoin market now because they see the president buying and the president actually promoting crypto and the altcoins? Why would they not all try to rotate into the altcoin market, at least a small portion of their portfolio? That's the hope anyway, right? That's the hope. So we got to see. Well, we need to watch very carefully. You know, that bearish yearly stop hunt is a nightmare scenario. But other than that, you know, things seem to be looking pretty good. Anyway, mate, yep, sorry for late reply on it, but I hope you're well.